Right now at 6, an AccuWeather alert, rain and cold temperatures, snow as well, making for slick road conditions.
Tonight, team coverage of this New Year's storm and what's on the way for your weekend.
And an off-duty officer opens fire, targeted in what investigators are calling an attempted carjacking.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 6 starts right now.
And first at 6, a messy start to 2021 here in the Chicago area. Ice, sleet, snow, rain. We saw it all today. And right now it's causing problems on city streets and expressways. Storm Tracker Live showing us some snowy, wet conditions on the roads.
And tonight we are keeping an eye on live Doppler 7 Max to see how the rest of the evening could shake out as well. So good evening, Happy New Year as well. The weather causing slick road conditions and a few crashes out there.
And it continues tonight. We have team coverage from the city to the suburbs, and we start with meteorologist Larry Mowry with the latest conditions. Hi, Larry.
Hi, Rob and Stacey. What we're seeing right now is a transition to mainly snow across much of the area. You can see on live Doppler 7 Max radar, temperatures are above freezing in most spots. So that's actually a good sign. But what's happening is we're beginning to get some snow to develop out to the west, and we'll transition to snow here as we go deeper into the evening. But it's still light rain and drizzle coming down here across the city with temperatures in the mid-30s. Farther to the west, though, that's where we're seeing the change over to snow. Lake Zurich, Barrington, over towards Crystal Lake and Woodstock, you're starting to see light snow develop. And also in the far western suburbs, kind of a little bit of a change over to some snow, although there is still some pockets of drizzle showing up on the radar. But this is the last gasp of the system. As this moves overhead, we'll continue that transition to snow, and we have winter weather advisories in place for the entire area until midnight tonight, and we'll add a couple inches of snow in some locations. So here on Futurecast, you can see the snow falling from now through about midnight. Then after midnight, we will dry things out. But look how much snow's coming, about an inch or two across parts of the area. Some spots maybe even more than 2 inches. But Storm Tracker Live is traveling out on the roads, and there again is a look at those snow totals. And they are reporting some snow showers falling here in northwest Cook County. Still a little drizzle mixed in at times. The roads are wet, but as temperatures drop off overnight tonight, we're going to see that slush and the wetness of the roads start to ice up. So be careful later this evening and overnight tonight as conditions remain pretty poor. We'll talk about more snow chances this weekend in just a moment.
All right, Larry, we have everything. You're talking about every aspect there. Let's go ahead and head out to Jesse Kirsch. He's live along the Dan Ryan Expressway where things have been slick all day long. Jesse?
Stacey, you can see traffic moving pretty well here right now. The icy mix giving way to a steady drizzle, and you can see the wind pushing it through here. But the roadways are slick, as Larry just talked about, and there's concern about those roadways freezing overnight after a day of weather headaches to kick off the new year.
The roads are slippery, so accidents can happen.
And they did. From I-80 to the Dan Ryan, numerous collisions. Cars spinning out on I-57 too, with icy weather, particularly in Chicago's southwest suburbs. Romeoville residents like Pam Collins hoping to clear away this morning's slushy aftermath, preparing for slick surfaces to possibly freeze over.
It could be hard getting out of our driveways for us to have to go to work and take the kids wherever that they need to go.
Back downtown, Chicago and Jalen Clemens driving cautiously today, worrying about potential fender benders.
It's going to be a disaster because it's going to turn into ice.
IDOT and the city of Chicago salting roads as some residents plan to mostly just stay home this weekend.
Maybe a little bit of a headache going to the grocer, but that's about it.
But for now, Alex J's 5-year-old daughter, Cora, sledding into 2021.
The new year is fun and this is fun.
Illinois State Police activating their emergency snow plan for the Chicago district, asking drivers who get in collisions if they are still able to drive their vehicle to exchange information and file that report at a later date. And for those of you who are seeing that it looks like rain coming down right now, do not be fooled. The ground is slick, slushy, and kind of icy still, so step gingerly if you are venturing outside tonight. We're live over the Dan Ryan. Jesse Kirsch, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Jesse, thanks. Let's head out to the northwest suburbs where they saw a fresh new layer of snow from this system. Our Liz Nagy live in Elgin to give us an update on conditions there. Liz?
Rob, things don't sound a whole lot different here than they do where Jesse is over the Dan Ryan in downtown Chicago. The rain has picked up again here, but we've been able to take some cover under an awning, but you can hear the rain hitting that awning, and it sounds much more like freezing rain than it does actual rain, and it's sort of right on the cusp there of freezing rain, regular rain, and snow. And of course, the sidewalks are frozen over. There's a lot of snow and mess left over from the storms we got earlier this week. So there are not a lot of cars out on the road. We have seen a few people kind of walking gingerly along sidewalks, but really people seem to be trying to stay inside to avoid this mess, and that's really the best way to do it. We did speak with one bar and restaurant that is open, and they said they are glad for this weather because this has actually increased their takeout and delivery orders. This is what the manager told us just a little while ago.
It's pretty slow so far, but between yesterday and the start of today, we've been getting a lot of takeout orders, a lot of deliveries, which has been really nice.
Yeah. Those delivery drivers, though, she said, are having a bit of a difficult time getting around, and they've had a few servers almost slip and fall on the sidewalks as they walk those orders out to the car. So if you are out and about, do be careful over the next few hours. The temperatures are expected to fall. What's left on the road is going to freeze over, and I can tell you from personal experience, it's very slippery, and you can slip very quickly. We're live in downtown Elgin. Liz Nagy, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, Liz, you could tell on the sidewalk right behind you. Thank you. A reminder that you can always track the weather conditions wherever you are using the ABC 7 News app, too. It is free. Just search for it in the App Store or on Google Play.
Chicago's end-of-the-year crime stats providing a mixed bag of results for the city. Overall, violent crime is down 8% year to year. Large drop in thefts most responsible for that decrease, but shootings skyrocketed in 2020, up more than 39%, and homicides even higher, hitting a near record high of 769. That's a 55% jump over last year. And carjackings are also up. The attempted carjacking of an off-duty officer on the city's west side ended in shots fired and 3 arrests. Evelyn Holmes has more.
An attempted carjacking starts another year of crime in the city after a man is shot and wounded in the arm by an off-duty Chicago police officer after the suspect tries to steal the cop's vehicle.
The police just opened fire on him. And my brother got to running. Like, who gonna stand there while the police shooting at you?
Sure.
So now I'm just trying to figure out, like, how they trying to clean everything up, trying to make it seem like a carjacking. This man ain't never carjacked nobody in his life.
The police-involved shooting happened this afternoon in the 1300 block of South Kedvale Avenue on the city's west side. It comes just hours after Chicago police released crime stats showing that while overall crime is down, carjackings in Chicago have increased over 100%, and the number of murders and shootings has significantly increased compared to last year.
This is an unprecedented rise in shootings and homicides in Chicago, but we've also had an unprecedented situation with the pandemic.
According to CPD data, in 2020, there were 1,362 vehicular hijackings in Chicago. Compare that to the 663 vehicular hijackings in 2019. The crime stats also show the number of murders and shootings rose last year in comparison to the year before that. Just after midnight, a man and woman, both 51, were critically wounded after being shot while sitting in their living room of their home near 87th and Buffalo Avenue in the South Chicago neighborhood.
We didn't hear nothing. We just seen a lot of sirens out here, and that's about it.
Police Superintendent David Brown points to the pandemic and civil unrest as factors in the uptick of certain crimes. In a statement, he's promising change through reform. And while it's true Chicago was making progress before the coronavirus pandemic, some still remain unconvinced about the plan to tackle neighborhood violence. We're told that the person who was shot has been taken to an area hospital in fair condition. Meanwhile, detectives remain at the scene, and COPA is now investigating. Reporting from Chicago's west side, Evelyn Holmes, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Across Cook County, there was a record number of deaths due to gun violence. Pandemic stress is considered a contributing factor to the homicides. According to the medical examiner's office, 875 people were shot to death in 2020. Among them as well, 18-year-old Nasi Minifield.
I see so many on TV, and I watch so many innocent little kids get killed. And I never would have dreamed a day in my life that I would feel the pain that they feel.
And more than 8,000 of the record 16,049 deaths in Cook County last year were from COVID-19.
New arrest in the murder of retired Chicago fire lieutenant, but this arrest was not in Illinois.
A New Year's Eve COVID crackdown, the popular Wrigleyville bar shut down.
And later, bringing in the new year with a newborn. Stacey's going to introduce you to one of the first families to say hello to their